Hello there and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. I'm of course George. Welcome along to the channel everybody, and it's a preview. These games are coming thick and fast. It's a midweek game for Leeds United, our second one in as many as second one in a month, I think. We played Forest on a Tuesday night. Hopefully it'll be the same result or better in terms of maybe we don't concede, maybe it's a comfortable win for Leeds United. Keep dreaming, I'll keep dreaming. I'll wake up in a minute and think, well, yeah, it's never going to be that, is it? Elland Road has played host to the last two games of a 5-1 defeat and then a 6-1 defeat. It's going to be a toxic atmosphere at Elland Road. And it is, of course, Leicester City, the visitors. It's a huge game. I was trying to think of of a word that would best describe how big this game is for both teams, really. Um, bit of fun. Get down in the comments. Let me know how huge this game is. Use a different word because it's fun to use vocabulary, vocab. Let's just say vocab. Um, yeah, but yeah, it's a gigantic game for both Leeds and Leicester City. At Elland Road, it's an 8 p.m. kickoff. Let me know if you're going in the comments how excited are you about it? I don't think anybody's excited about anything surrounding Leeds United at the moment. It's all very much doom and gloom. Is it the same with Leicester? If you're of the Leicester City persuasion watching this, let me know your comments. Are you more hopeful of survival now that you've won that game? First win in 10 for Leicester City. 10 Premier League games, that is. It has seen a change in management, and that was Dean Smith's first win as Leicester City manager. I think it was his second game, or maybe it was his first game. I've got my facts not quite right here. Let me know in the comments if it was his first or second game. Yeah, but it was his first win, regardless, with a 2-1 win against Wolves at the King Power Stadium. You can say maybe it brings Wolves back into the conversation for relegation, but no doubt it is for Leeds United and Leicester City huge. We sit 16th, one place and 1 point better off than Leicester in 17th on 28. We're in 16th on 29. They obviously will overtake us with a win on tomorrow evening. But let's have a look. I haven't really looked at Garcia. He had it today, his press conference. Not really interested in what he has to say. I have to admit, just saw a little snippet of it. Same old thing, really. No about it. I just can't see how he's going to get these players up for this game. It's a massive, massive game. I've said it for the last few. We need a reaction after Palace. We need a reaction after Liverpool. We need a reaction after Fulham, Leeds United, trying to avoid a fourth straight defeat for I don't know how many times in the season. It's probably the second time, maybe. I don't know. But they've lost three in a row. Far too many times. It's unacceptable, the sort of winless runs that Leeds United keep putting together. We've only managed to win back-to-back games once in this league campaign, I believe, and that was not since November. So how are you supposed to do anything positive with that sort of form? It's never going to happen. And Leeds United find themselves down a point above the relegation zone for a reason, and that reason is they've just not been good enough, playing too much individually and not as a team. That would be my overall kind of analysis of the whole season, really. Individual errors, not playing as a team, really, because individually there are some very, very good players in there, but it's just not worked. Um, if we look at form, we'll look at Leicester City. Leicester City, again, like I said, first win in 10 games, only one win in 10. It's atrocious form, and somehow they've slipped down and they're right in and amongst the relegation battle with us, and they're a good side. I don't know how they're so far down the league. Brendan Rodgers just seemed to maybe go stale a little bit, but you look at the team, it's full of game changers, full of players that can really, really hurt us because we're the next opponent on their day. They can hurt any opponent in the Premier League on their day. They've just not been at it. Excuse me, they've not been at it at all this season. But the time they've got to play Leeds United, of course, they're coming off the back of a morale boosting win against a relegation rival, a rival in terms of geography, I think, as well as it as well. But possibly, I don't know. But yeah, it's it's a massive win. They're coming off the back of that, and they'll probably play a 4-2-3-1 as we will probably. Unfortunately, I would personally like to see our um, formation be changed and swapped about, and personnel be swapped about. You can bet your bottom dollar that Gracia will no doubt go with Melier in goal. I know he was asked about it in his press conference. Didn't really say he wasn't going to play, and maybe you can see the same starting lineup, or maybe he'll mix about two or three of them. It'll be the same sort of thing. No real ideas. And I said, I posed a question on social media. Does maybe some of the academy lads come in for the team in the run in? They won on Sunday afternoon a 3-1 win against Middlesbrough at York, the LNER Stadium, which sees them level on points with Southampton Academy on the top of the Premier League 2 table. Obviously, the Youth League, Premier League second division. Why not? We saw a few of them in and out the team under Jesse Marsh. Javi Gracia hasn't really used any of them since he's come in, has he, in February? So, I don't know what the answer is, but look, if you're going on tomorrow night, try and enjoy it, get behind the team, but they've got to give us something to get behind, and they didn't on Saturday. That is for sure. They haven't, definitely not in the previous two home games. So we need a reaction as fans. We need something to believe in and something to get behind, and we don't need another damp squid of a performance and a defeat. We need a big performance, a big win, and whereas Leicester City are concerned, they need the same thing as well. So maybe both teams are going to be going at each other. Will it be cagey? Will it be full throttle, end to end stuff? I don't know. But it's thing is for sure. If Harvey Barnes is fit, I know Dean Smith has spoken about whether Harvey Barnes is fit. He's hopeful Madison's fit. He's hopeful Vardy's fit. If Harvey Barnes is in the starting lineup, you might as well just give Leicester a 1-0 head start. He loves it against us, doesn't he? He absolutely loves it. Scored in every single game so far we've been back up in the Premier League. It's an unbelievable record. I think Mo Salah has the same record, but I'm not entirely sure. He even scored when West Brom demolished us in the 18-19 season, didn't he? When he was on loan there, I think it was a 4-1 win for the Baggies, and he got one of the goals, didn't he, in that game? And he's just continued that form. He absolutely loves it, whether it be at Elland Road or the King Power Stadium. He just seems to score. Hopefully, from our point of view, he won't be declared fit, but chances are he'll be chomping at the bit to try and get fit for this one. And yeah, he's always a danger. He just is. They've got players. Tielemans hasn't been on it this season. None of them have, but he's a class player. Nacho seems to score a fair amount of goals. They've got players that can hurt us. Dean Smith is a laughable appointment. Leicester fans, I don't know what your thoughts are on it. Please share them with me, because it just doesn't seem like a good appointment at all. You might as well have kept Brendan Rodgers, in my opinion, really, and just gone on with him if you're going to appoint Dean Smith. Clearly not going to be there. Similar to Javi Gracia, really. I don't know the contract length of his, of his contract, but it stinks to me the same as Gracia at Leeds. Here to probably the end of the season, then he goes. Gracia's definitely not going to be here past the end of the season for me, unless something miraculous happens. Not just if we stay up. I don't think he'll, at this point, even if we stayed up, I don't think he's going to be here. they're clearly probably looking for alternative candidates, as I'm sure Leicester are, but fell in the same trap as us, I believe, not really having a plan but wanting to sack the manager at the same time. Yeah, but if we look to, our record against Leicester, I mean, I know if we have a look at, uh, obviously Leicester 1 win in 10, that was the last one. Um, Leeds obviously lost the last three, not in good form. Before that, I think we've drawn and beaten Wolves. So I think we've got 4 points out of the last five. Leicester out of three. So we're on better form, really, as daft as it sounds. But they're maybe in better form because they won their last game. It's yeah, it's going to be difficult. And yeah, the form guide maybe says a draw. I don't think a draw would really do any team any good. Or maybe it might. I know Everton play on Thursday against Newcastle. Knowing our luck, Newcastle will go and bottle it and lose. But hey, football is football. Anything can happen, can't it? Hopefully we can do the business first and get a result. We would go 5 clear of the relegation zone, which would be massive in terms of confidence. And yeah, if we look at the last 5, Leeds United have only won 1 of the last 5 meetings between the two at Elland Road. Only 2 wins in their last 10 in either Elland Road or King Power Stadium. The last Elland Road win came 11 years ago in November 2012. Luciano Becchio's early penalty gave Leeds United a 1-0 win. Obviously, if you go back to the last season's fixture at Elland Road, pretty forgettable. It was a 1-1 draw, of course. That man, Harvey Barnes, I think he scored with pretty much. It was very, very early. It was maybe the first minute, the second minute. It was very early on in the game. Of course, he scored. We had a bit of the. We were in the land of grey and pink, weren't we? Leicester City rocked up to Elland Road in their pretty garish grey away kit with highlighter pink trim. And yeah, it was 1-1. Rafinha equalised for us sort of midway through the first half. And I remember this game, it kind of just petered out into nothing. I think both sides at that point were probably pretty happy to take a point and move on to the next game. This game is got more, obviously more riding on it, a lot more riding on it than that one did sort of mid-season last season or early mid-season last season, I think it was. And yeah, I mean, Leicester City will rock up again to Elland Road in a pretty much similar sort of, highlighter pen inspired shirt. I'm pretty sure they'll probably wear their away kit, all black with sort of highlighter, day glow, sort of turquoise trim. Leeds obviously will be in all white, and that's we only seem to have a chance of winning when we're wearing the home kit. Still no wins in either the away shirt or the third shirt. So that's quite an incredible stat, really. But yeah, it's a massive game. The weather, just I've forgotten to check who the referee is, so I can't say on that one. But the weather looks sort of a dry, maybe a little bit cool. Highs of 8 come kick-off, so maybe bring a jacket or a jumper if you go in. But hopefully you won't be worrying about the weather because Leeds United will be red hot on the pitch. That'll be the day, won't it? But thanks very much for watching. Hopefully we can get a win. Marching on together. I'll see you on the next one.